Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's StepsBasic, and welcome back to my community show. Feels like it's been a few weeks since I did this, huh? Yeah, not gonna lie. I've been kind of, I don't know, not really feeling it. Lots of questions, lots of annoyances, lots of anger. But you know what? Life goes on, man. I gotta keep moving, and I gotta keep producing and keep making my content for y'all, and it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be fun, and yeah. Announcements. So I finished Final Fantasy VII finally. I loved it. It's so great. Now I have 2 episodes that haven't gone up on the channel yet, so I can't really talk too much about it without, spoilers for those 2 episodes. But apart from that, it was a really good game. And that means I'm going to be getting back to BioShock. I'm going to try to kind of steer my channel away from the horror stuff, even though that's my favorite stuff to do. I kind of want to make it, what am I going to say? I kind of want to still do the indie stuff, which is a lot of fun, but also kind of want to keep it less horror and only keep my horror during Spooktober stuff. I don't know. I might change my mind depending on what happens between now and next week, right? But apart from that, going back to BioShock, and I have a plan for a new Portal game, mod that I found, and I wanted to play that for the channel too. Portal Stories Mel, and that should be fun. Yeah. So, PlayStation released a huge tech demo announcement thing they had yesterday regarding new titles and the PlayStation 5 and everything else. And a lot of the games stood out like, oh, that looks really cool, or oh, neat, I want to play that. Like they had that game Stray, which looked fun, but that one looks like be more my daughter's pace, made of a cat. You get to play a cat and everything. They had a couple games that looked a bit iffy, like I don't know what that was, that Volcano High one. I was like, what is this? And stuff like that. But I mean, a couple of things I don't have in this, because I'm going to do reaction to trailers and stuff, but things I don't have in this that do deserve an honorable mention was Ratchet and Clank. Oh, that looked awesome. The little demon inside, I think it was called, looked like adorable, potentially hilarious little character and everything. One thing I did notice was a lot of the trailers that they put out featured gameplay in them, and I was like, that's pretty nice, because we need more gameplay trailers. Also, they had Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I was like, oh, that looks so cool. But I haven't played the first one, so I don't want to react to the trailer for this one. Mostly because I also found out additionally that it's not a standalone game, and I was like, oh man, come on, Miles is cool. Also, additionally, they also had a new Horizon game coming out that I wanted to play, but I also haven't played the first one, so no, not yet. I'll get around to it eventually, because it does look like a freaking awesome game. Rapture, I think it was called. Rampura. A little space odyssey with a roguelike feel to it. Looked pretty neat. Plus, they had a lot of games announced yesterday. But I picked 4 trailers that really stood out to me that I really want to play. Or, are related to stuff that I already played. So, let's get into this. Our first one is, of course, Ghostwire Tokyo. For those of you who don't know how I do this, I always, I'll play the trailer and I'll enjoy it, and I'll pause it when I have to comment on something. Tokyo, Japan. This is the standard part where everyone knows, and I like this. Now, this part I like even more, because this is like the back alley stuff. Now, I know I come from my own little tiny center of the world where back alleys are most of the town, But this looks pretty.
You
I think
see things others can't.
Do I? I like me some ghost stories, man. Ghost stories are fun. But I like this because it looks like very real, like messy, like nothing's clean, Now, I've never been to Tokyo, so I can't really say if Tokyo looks like this, but it does look similar to pictures I've seen. Oh, the gates. I wanted to pause it just before the gates because I wanted to look at this. 1 second. Ghost again. There we go. And nope, that's not it. Wait, that was it.
Threats, others don't.
Oh. I like those gates. Those are cool gates. Ooh. The ghosts in this look really cool, like spookiness and whatnot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some of my favorite my favorite ghost stories come from Japan. You know, Grudge, Ring, Shudder, all like some of my favorites. Because I think they do ghost stories a lot better than any other place does. Although, PMOC, hilarious, but it's one of my favorite ghost stories ever. It's not really horror, it's more horror comedy, but it's still great. PMOC, look it up. Funny.
Fight when others.
It's got a lot of little existentialness going on here, like not exactly within realm of human perception. Moons aren't that big.
Won't.
That looked like the Slenderman. Or the Silence. No, the Gentleman.
It's up to you to save Tokyo.
I get to save Tokyo. I love Tokyo. I've never been to Tokyo. That ghost looked like a toy. The Oni mask. It looks pretty cool, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I don't know, like, I'm kind of wondering how it's gonna work, because I know the PS5 has a new controller and everything. I forget what they called it. Sense something. And I'm like, are we gonna have to, like, move commands to do the abilities and stuff, or is it just gonna be like a first-person shooter type? Or is it gonna be QuickTime events, which would be annoying, because I am terrible at QuickTime events. Because I'm old. Blappo. Motorcycles and super awesome. Was that the Eiffel Tower? I know it's not. I'm just being funny. Oh, hiya, Georgie. Yeah, the way it moves, I think it looks more like it's going to be a first-person shooter type. You know, a pew pew pew, a kapoosh. Look pretty cool. I don't know if you played. Was it Eternal Ring? It was a PlayStation 2 launch title, I think it was, but it was a long time ago. But like that whole thing kind of reminded me of that, because Eternal Ring was a fairly neat little first-person shooter RPG type game. Face. Face. The unknown. Like the Pokemons? Ghostwire Tokyo. Coming 2021. That's cool. Now they've had some like hey, Tango Gameworks, they do good work. They've had some like leaks or whatever you want to call them that say that the PlayStation 5 is coming out in November, which will be nice. Mind you, probably the worst timing for me because that's around Christmas time and I can't afford to buy it. Anyway. So that was Ghostwire Tokyo. Our next title is Oddworld Soulstorm. Now, I played the original Oddworld. I played the second Oddworld. I didn't play anything after that, but those two were phenomenal. I love the Oddworld series, and this one doesn't look like it doesn't look bad. It looks really good. Make a tiny proper for telling. Anyway. Oddworld Inhabitants presents. And they've been getting a lot of positive feedback about this too, because the Oddworld fan base is not a niche one.
You are no longer a slave, Abe.
Oh. I love Abe. He was so funny and adorable. It's like, oh.
They believed, trusted, followed, and it led them here.
Yeah, they ended up becoming meat for the Mudokons.
You may have escaped the
Not the Mudokons, because we're the Mudokons.
murderous blades,
I forget what the big executive fellows were called. Hey, she looks neat.
For the fate of your entire people
Wobble wobble.
is up to you.
Woo! She just straight up booted him down the hole. Oh, hey, cursed. Bad mouth Mudoken. Yeah, see what I was talking about? Like, actual gameplay trailers, which is cool. Because we need those. Kwarma? Is that like your good bad rating? Now, because I didn't play like The Stranger or anything, because I didn't play like The Stranger or anything, I don't really know like how intense it was. Is that a good way to put it? Because I don't know much about The Stranger, but the Oddworld series, like looking back at that, it's like they added a whole separate difficulty tier to this game. Ooh. Odd got a lot of folks, yeah. Abe got a whole bunch of folks murdered there. Ooh. I don't know what those shadowy creatures were, but they were scary. I mean, look at those tiers, those levels of just death and destruction and carnage.
You must find your full voice.
Oh, he's cutting his bands. Soulstorm. Super cool. I'm excited about it. Oddworld, yes, for the win. That's one thing I like to see right there, coming out for both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Because, like I said, I'm not going to be able to get the PlayStation 5 immediately, which sucks, but at the same time, at least it comes out for the PS4 as well. Now, our next title is called Deathloop. Now, I didn't know too much about this when I've seen it. I mean, it's not related to anything I've known before, except apparently the folks that made Dishonored. Dishonored. All right, so I saw it and I was like, this looks neat. Let me try this out. Dong.
Hello, Black Reef.
Hello.
Holmes, my predecessor, has been pronounced guilty of treason. He is to be shot on sight henceforth in perpetuity.
That's not how you load guns.
Your assistance is appreciated and mandatory. The real
Chug,
fight
chug, chug.
doesn't start until he's dead.
Well, that sucks.
She is not making this easy.
The candy bar. Weird. Now, the thing I like about this is you're going to see in a moment what makes this one especially interesting. That's the teleport system from Dishonored. And then he's going to be like, snap. Oh, got her. No. Right through the window. Yeah. So much. Oop. Failed. And then.
Damn.
Now, that was what really caught my eye, was that whole Deathloop thing. Now, I don't know if the music in this game, in this preview, is copywritten or not. So I'm mostly going to be skipping a lot in this one, because it's got words to it. And generally, when it's got words to it, I kind of just assume that it's copyright. Arcane Lion, they're the ones who did the Bethesda.
Good morning, Black Reef.
Good morning, Black Reef.
Another day, another death.
That's our hero right there. My brother hates time loops. They're like one of his least favorite tropes in shows and stuff. He liked the original, he liked Groundhog Day, but not a big fan of time loops because they get overplayed very much. But I think it might be an interesting take to have a whole game based around. I kind of get a We Happy Few vibe off this, watching these dancers and whatnot. Yeah, the combat looks very smooth. I wonder if it's actually going to be cutting to things like this when you chuck people out windows, though. Because that might get annoying after a while. Also, look, he's got glass in his hand. Given the fast pace of it, I'm not sure, like, how... like, you see him slow down when he goes to do the teleporting thing. But everything else is, like, shooting and then lifting up with the telekinesis. I'm not sure if that's going to be, like, two different key bindings like Bioshock is. But he does it without switching weapons. You know, he keeps his gun out while he's throwing things up in the air. And I think that's kind of neat. And I hope it's like, I hope it keeps fast paced like that.
Every loop I'm learning a little more, piecing together the puzzle.
I like the idea of maybe there being a mystery that needs to be solved. And you learn a little bit more every time you die. This is Deathloop. Not gonna lie, this game kind of appeals to my love of action movies and whatnot, because it looks pretty cool with the whole, you know, sliding around, shooting stuff, getting killed, coming back, figuring out what you did wrong, learning from your mistakes, and learning the mystery. And it just really appeals to my love of action movies. It's an innate thing. It's like I don't really seek out action movies, but when I'm watching them, I generally enjoy them. I'm weird like that. And I like this. It's like an old style it's an old style of old movie things, old movie posters and whatnot. And I don't know. I'm weird like that. I like the ancient, not the ancient. Oh, I'm not that old, darn it. I like the classic aesthetic to it. Anyway, our next trailer is for Resident Evil Village. Now, I watched this kind of cursory. I was like, but not really paying attention too much to it. And I wanted to review this one because, you know, it's Resident Evil. And I love me some Resident Evil. And I want to see where they're going next. Chong. His story comes to a close. Whose story? His story? History? We're on 8. Oh, it's got 8 right there. Oh, this is so cool. Resident Evil Village.
Chris?
Hey, look, it's Chris. He looks a little old. Still looks like a freaking man mountain, though. 'Cause it was a zombie. Coming 2021. Oh, I still need to play 7. But, oh, I love me some Final Fantasy. Oh, why did I say Final Fantasy? I love me some Resident Evil. I've been on a Final Fantasy hook lately. But yeah, there you have it. That is that's a few trailers I picked out that I thought looked most interesting, ones I was more appealed by. Not gonna lie, Ratchet and Clank looked really good, but I didn't want to pick too many trailers to react to because that would be an hour-long video. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the PlayStation 5 stuff. Of course, I'm also of the mind that I don't like to buy them right away because, I mean, even if I could afford them, I don't like to buy them right away because of the fact that they got a lot of kinks to work out. And I'd rather have an older system than one that doesn't work, you know what I mean? Especially with today's decision to get things out as fast as possible rather than making sure they all work, you know? But maybe they did right this time, and there will be no bugs upon release. Ha! But anyway, apart from that, that's all I got for you for today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this community show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you are more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Oh, and I can if I can. You know all that jazz. And tune in next time for another, talky thing. And until then,